Happy Sunday, everyone. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked over on my Facebook page what questions you guys had for me, and they were really good questions, and there's like 40 of them, so I'm not gonna be able to get through all of them, but I'm going to do as many as I possibly can, as quickly as I possibly can. And a lot of these are super deep. They're not just like a yes or no or like a one-word answer, so hopefully this video won't be 3 hours long, but I'm going to try to do my best. Okay, I'm gonna start. Shayna Renee asks, Rainy, do you have a playroom? I'm interested in your toy storage. No, we don't have a playroom. We have toys in the basement, which is not finished, and toys in the boys' room. Ashley Gilligan says, what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment in life? I would say my kids. Those are definitely my biggest accomplishment. Makes me emotional. Okay, how do you meal plan? I've done a video about meal planning before, and basically I sit down Sunday night, I write out kind of the activities for the week, and then what nights we need dinner, and then I write out my shopping list, and then I get it Monday morning, and then that's how we cook. Is there anything you regret sharing on YouTube? No, I don't. I'm very specific about what I show to you guys. There's a lot of things I've learned along the way over the last 6+ years about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. So Ashley asks, what's your favorite clothing item in your wardrobe right now? I would say it's the green tunic that I wore the other day. I posted it on my Instagram. I'll have it here. It's from Piper and Scoot. I loved it. It was really flowy and I love the color. Erin Graves says, how do you stay motivated? It's so hard for me to stick to a schedule. The messes and fighting get to me. I stay motivated because I think about my kids. I think about what kind of mom do I need to be for them? What kind of wife do I need to be for husband? And you guys, how can I be a good role model for you guys as well? You guys all motivate me. Somebody asks, how do you think Molly will feel being alone when her brothers are at school? First of all, she won't be alone because the twins will be here. I think she will love it. I think she'll actually really like it. Like the alone time, especially. Vicky Bullen says, when and where is your next vacation with the kids? A lot of you guys asked about vacations. I think there was like 10+ questions about vacations. We have no plans for any vacation in the near future. Hopefully next summer we can start thinking about it. But right now, no plans because it's super expensive and we obviously just had 2 babies. So we're trying to be smart with our money and not do that. Is there a parenting book you love or reference a lot in child rearing? Yes, it's called Deep Breaths. Seriously though, like I think that my book is everything I ever needed or wanted in a parenting book. So I'm just being honest. What is one thing you want to be remembered by social media? I hope that through social media, I can help women feel empowered, inspired. I hope that they can feel that they're not alone and that they feel motivated to be their best version of themselves. Amy Ventura asks, how do you find that happy medium or balance with living a healthy lifestyle and still having treats and indulging with your family? And do you have that post-treat remorse? Not really. I feel like I eat emotionally a lot of the times, which is kind of bad. So if I'm stressed, I'll have more sweets than normal. But usually I feel good. Like I think all things in moderation. I don't think it's smart to just deprive yourselves of something because you're just going to end up eating it again or eat too much of one thing. So I try to be really smart about what I eat, and if I eat a lot, then so be it. Life is too short to feel guilty about eating too many cookies, you know? Okay, do you think you were prepared for postpartum depression with the twins? Yes and no. I obviously had already had it with Molly, so I recognized the symptoms immediately, and I tried to be positive and think, okay, maybe it's not going to happen. And it still did. Obviously, you can't control your hormones, but thankfully that's why I got help and I got put on Zoloft really quickly, and it's been a game changer for my life. So everyone's asking about vacations. What do you find most challenging for you as a mom? Besides the fact that you have 5 is what it says. Gonna take a sip. The hardest thing I think is just finding balance in all things. If you guys saw my last video, my Get Ready With Me, it is hard for me to find balance between working and being a good mom and being a good wife, being a good friend and daughter and everything. It's hard balancing it all. Jamie Moser asks, do you feel your home is your forever home? Do you ever think you'll outgrow it? I definitely think we'll outgrow it. Obviously, we want to be here for a few more years, so no plans in anytime soon to move. We love the community. As you guys know, we love this house and there's room to grow in the basement and everything like that. And that's why we bought this house, because there was so much space to grow into. There's a lot of storage space. There's enough bedrooms. It's a good home for us for the next few years for sure. Arlene asks, what is your favorite diaper bag to use now being a mom of 5? I loved my Jujube bag. I haven't done that video yet, but I'll do that. I love my Fawn bags. I still love those. And I love the Freshly Picked bag, which I will also be doing a video on soon. And who is one of your favorite YouTubers that you really want to meet? I would love to meet Judy. I still haven't met her from It's Judy Time. And someone asks, can you easily tell the twins apart, or do you ever mix them up for a second? I, in the middle of the night, can definitely mix them up. Thankfully, they're in like their designated beds. But when I'm out of it, sometimes I'll be like, wait, who do I have again? How has Brad felt transitioning to being a daddy of 5 kiddos? He's tired, just like me. He and I are so tired. How do you and Brad make time to spend together, just the two of you with 5 kids? It's been really hard because it's hard to find a sitter to watch 5 kids and put 5 kids down. Thankfully, I have found one who is amazing and I love her. But Brad made it a special effort the other night to take me out for dinner. We're going on another date next week. You just have to plan it. It's not gonna happen if you don't plan it. And so Heather Elizabeth asks, I know it's hard to get out with all of the kids, but when you do, how do you stay organized and remember everything that needs to be packed and managed, everything ready, including yourself? I struggle with this daily. You just have to always kind of have your checklist. Diapers, formula, onesies in case there's a blowout. And I don't go very many places, thankfully, but I always check for those things. Diapers, formula, something extra. Jeanette asks, how do you and Brad prepare for every needful thing? Do you have food storage? Yes, we have food storage. How does your family interpret and integrate this value of preparedness? We have food storage in our cold storage, and I didn't want to do the complicated food storage where like you buy canned foods and then you rotate it or anything. We just bought like those food storage kits. We have tons of water. We have like the chemical that you can use to make your water fresh and clean. We just have a ton of things. We don't have 72-hour kits yet, but I need to get that done for sure. Kylie asks, have you had any stupid questions or insensitive comments about the twins? Twins would be my worst nightmare, or are they natural? I haven't really been offended by any of them. I feel like people are just curious and people just don't understand. And I had some of those same questions myself when I had friends who had twins. So nothing has offended me, thankfully. What are some things you enjoy doing aside from being a mom of 5, a wife, and a writer? Do you feel you have the time for anything, or do items just pile up and get pushed aside? Was there something you have always wanted to finish or do before you had children or before life got busy? I love traveling, so obviously that's changed a lot since having the kids. Some things that I enjoy doing, you guys know I love running, I love working out, and I love reading. I love playing the piano, I love to sing, I love playing the guitar. Do you feel you have the time for anything, or do things just pile up? Of course things pile up and get pushed aside. I don't have time for everything all of the time. Yeah, I think that answers it. All right, Kelly Murphy asks, what was the hardest transition adding another member to the family, especially for your youngest? Is there a certain age gap you think is easier? 2.5 is a good age gap. I personally wanted them all close because I wanted them to be able to be in school together, and I didn't want to get out of baby mode. I find when your kids are older, then you get pregnant, have a baby, it's hard to like make that transition again because you're so used to being on the go or whatever. So I liked having it really close. The hardest was probably from Max to Molly, and not because anybody was harder, or like Max took it great, he didn't care, but just because the stage of life that we were at, we were moving, we moved twice during that pregnancy. I had postpartum and we were remodeling my parents' house. It was just a hard time. So that was just hard because of life, not necessarily because of the kids. Do you feel guilty getting alone time outside of the house? No. Like I said, I don't get out very often. I get out about 2 times a week for a couple of hours, and I usually take kids with me because I want to spend time with them and do fun things with them. What's your most effective means of discipline? Every child is different. I feel like we used to do sticker charts when our kids were younger, and stickers would get taken away. Timeout has worked for one kid where it hasn't worked for another kid. Grounding them from an iPad has worked, or saying you can't play with your friends this afternoon. You know, little things like that works. What's one of your goals to achieve as a family of 7? Travel, learn a language, everyone go to college, anything. I want my kids, this is like a very deep question. I'm realizing I'm going through this super fast, so I hope you guys don't get mad at me. But I want all my kids to be able to travel the world, and that's why I get so passionate about my job here on YouTube, because I make money on YouTube. Surprise, surprise. But I want to give my family a good life, and Brad works really hard and he's really good with money and everything. Obviously, we're not going on all these crazy ventures all over the world. We don't have crazy cars and everything. But what I do here on YouTube, I'm passionate about, first of all, because I get to help you guys and motivate you guys and hopefully inspire you guys. But I also get an income, so I can do the little things that I wasn't able to do before. Like, I can go get my kids a Happy Meal from McDonald's and not feel guilty about eating out, because I remember there was a certain time when I started YouTube actually where we had no money. We were so poor. I couldn't even go to the drive-thru at McDonald's and get $1 Diet Coke. I remember we just could not eat out, no money at all. So for me, having this job, I'm not making $1 million a year, surprise, surprise, but I am making enough that it's making our life more comfortable. And that's what I want as a goal as a family, is to be comfortable, to be able to do things. And that's why I work so hard. And I would love my kids to just be happy, whether that's going to college or whatever. I feel like the world is transitioning where I want them to definitely get an education. I'm very passionate about that because my parents are very passionate about that. But I want them to find something that they love in life. I always tell that to Brad. I don't care what it is that they love, but I want them to be passionate about something, whether that's a sport or, you know, a talent of some sort. I just want them to be passionate about something. I look up to you for a lot of things: parenting advice, new products. As a stay-at-home mom of 5, what or who do you lean on to just make it through the day? I lean on my faith. Obviously, I can't tell you how many times I say a prayer throughout the day. My husband, of course, he is my 911. My sisters, my parents, my friends, these are all my go-tos. Is there certain things you do remember to help you? I will do all those things, contact those people. Are there other YouTubers you watch during the day to remind yourself it's going to be okay? But I like to watch YouTubers who have a completely different life than me. So a lot of times I watch YouTubers who are just single and young and they're traveling the world and they don't have a care in the world. Sometimes it's kind of fun to be reminded of that life. And sometimes that's what I like to watch, and like beauty videos and stuff like that. Those are fun to watch. Okay, this is the last question. I did all of them. Who was your worst sleeper out of your kids? Will. And I think he was the worst sleeper because looking back, I'm pretty sure he had acid reflux, like looking at all the symptoms of what he did. And I feel so bad because I wasn't aware, because I was a first-time mom and I was embarrassed that he wasn't sleeping well, and everybody just told me to do the crying out method. And looking back, I'm like, it wasn't that at all. He totally had acid reflux. So those are a ton of questions. So hope you guys enjoyed that Q&A. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Also, don't forget to get my book, Deep Breaths. It is now back in stock. So that is always linked down below. And if you guys do read it and if you guys do like it, I would love you 2 pieces if you guys went on Amazon and gave it a review. That is huge for the book and huge for me. If you don't like it, obviously don't, but if you do and you feel inclined, please give it a good review. That would help it a lot too. So thanks you guys so much for all of your love and your comments. I feel so connected to you guys, especially because I'm doing a video every other day. I feel like I'm getting to know you guys that are commenting a lot, and it's just been really, really fun. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a really, really good day. And for all of you who have kids that just started school or are starting school this coming week, which mine are, I wish you guys all the luck in the world, and we will see you guys in my next video. Bye.